Welcome to Birmingham. It's a big old place, usually best avoided, but when travelling on the M6 motorway, you've got no choice but to drive pretty much right through the centre of the city. Or if you're looking for the M5, the M42 or the M54, there's a good chance you'll end up in the same situation using the M6. And this has led to the M6 through Birmingham gaining a bit of a reputation for being one of the and most traffic-ridden pieces of motorway in the country. I'd argue that it's worse than the M25. But in 2003, a new motorway would open, offering you the opportunity to bypass the nonsense that is the M6 through Birmingham, saving valuable time on your journey and no doubt reducing your stress levels as you waft along a quiet and well-built motorway. It sounds good, doesn't it? But it'll cost you. It's called the M6 toll motorway, and to use it at the time of filming costs £10.30 if you're in a normal car. If you're in a truck or something larger, it's substantially more. But is it worth it? Well, today we're going to find out with a practical demonstration where we'll see which is fastest, the free M6 through nonsense Birmingham or the £10.30 Birmingham bypass. Welcome back to the channel Stunt Double, who will be representing Team M6 Toll, meaning I get the pleasure of driving through the middle of Birmingham on the normal M6. I can barely contain my excitement, so should we get started? The plan is to join the M6 at junction 12 and head south, where at the next junction the M6 toll starts, so it's here that we'll go our separate ways. In terms of distance, both routes are, for argument's sake, identical in length, and rather than do the test in rush hour, we're doing it a bit later in the evening after the rush hour traffic has died down a bit. The reason being is that during rush hour, the M6 toll will be faster. It just will be, and that's not much of a test. I don't think Stunt Double will have too many issues, but me on the other hand, well, I've got the M54 junction, Spaghetti Junction, the Ray Hall Triangle, all of the obstacles. No wonder this stretch of the M6 is bollocks. But which way do you think will be faster, bearing in mind it's just coming up to 7 p.m? I'm not sure, but I'm interested to find out because I regularly drive up this way and I love me a bit of the M6 toll, no matter what time of day it is. But the question, of course, is, am I wasting my money at a tenner a go? Maybe. After only 20 minutes or so, I've made it to the Ray Hall Triangle, a huge motorway interchange between two major motorways, the M5 and the M6, which also looks like a wall diagram in your biology class, and I don't recall a time in recent history where there hasn't been a load of traffic here. Not an issue for Stunt Double though, as he appears to be motoring along quite nicely, now approaching junction 4 on the M6 toll, which means he's already passed the halfway point. We're doing this test heading southbound, so the junction numbers will run in reverse, and there's a very good reason for doing so. Usually at this time of day, the M6 traffic is worse when heading southbound, and that potentially creates better content. It's no fun if two blokes go for a drive and arrive at their destination with no issue. Speaking of destination, we're heading to Corley Services on the M6 because it's the fairest and most sensible finishing point that I can think of. It does mean that Stunt Double will need to rejoin the M6 for a bit, but the distances are the same, so it doesn't really matter. The next few miles seem to go without issue, but that could all change as I approach the halfway point and the Gravely Hill interchange, better known as Spaghetti Junction, which is perhaps the most complex interchange in the country, featuring 2.5 miles of slip roads built over 5 levels on hundreds of concrete columns, and it's a marvel of 1970s road infrastructure. Unfortunately, we miss out on all of the fun of Spaghetti Junction because the M6 just passes right through, but from here we're elevated on a viaduct. And it's interesting because the M6 viaduct through Birmingham is the longest road bridge in the country. It's even longer than the Severn Bridge, either of them, and for the most part you'd have no idea as you trundle through Birmingham. It's also known for having the shittest road surface with expansion joints or joins in the tarmac that absolutely ruin your suspension. Can you hear the thumps from the poor road surface? I just passed through Spaghetti Junction at the speed limit, 70 miles an hour. I don't think that's ever happened before in my life. Stunt Double and the M6 toll are in trouble. And back to 50. Bollocks. Meanwhile, Stunt Double had reached the toll booths where he's relieved of £10.50. Blimey, it's gone up since the start of the video. And not only will stopping to pay slow his journey down, the toll booth, by its very nature, creates a bottleneck, and it's usually the only place on the M6 toll where you'll get stuck in traffic, which is exactly what didn't happen, and Stunt Double sails right through. Don't forget to give me the receipt though, so I can claim that as expenses. I don't know if you can see over there the Fort Dunlop building, which is contrasting very nicely against the grey clouds with the sunlight directly on it. Oh, there's a very nice McLaren of some description car. I don't know McLarens. This one's an orange one. I don't know if you'll see it. It's probably quite low down. Come on, McLaren, get out the bloody way. You're slowing everyone down, douchebag. I've reached the part of the M6 where it's possible that Stunt Double and I will be driving parallel to one another as he makes his way down the M6 toll. The area between the motorway used to be completely open fields, but now there's a bit of construction going on for a little thing called HS2, and when it's completed we can expect to see some rather large viaducts crossing over the motorway. If it's finished. Anyway, it won't be long before I need to start keeping an eye out for Stunt Double, because it's very possible that we'll bump into one another a bit further up. And that's because Stunt Double is nearing the end of the M6 toll and will be rejoining the M6 for the last 5 miles or so of our practical demonstration. If the traffic was good enough on the normal M6, then in theory we should be arriving at this point at the same time, given the distances and speeds are so similar, but there's no sign of Stunt Double. Maybe paying at the toll booth has slowed him down. At this point, I've got absolutely no idea if he's ahead of me or behind. We'll find out shortly, because Corley Services is not that far away, where we will pull in and go in search of a Stunt Double. I keep scanning all of the cars ahead. I'm expecting to see a Stunt Double and a black Saab 9-3 Estate. I'm half a mile from Corley Services. The anticipation is starting to get to me. I've no idea if Stunt Double has arrived or not, or if he's behind me. If he is behind me, then that's £10 whatever it is wasted, and we conclude that the normal M6 is the better option somehow, but it's all to play for yet. You never know what could happen. Here I am, Corley Services, and we've just got to look out for a Stunt Double now. If he's not here, then that means it's 1-1 between us, because you may recall we did oh bollocks. I thought I got here first and he has arrived. Oh. Well, I thought I'd beaten him, actually, truthfully. I thought I had that in the bag, but obviously not. Well, that's disappointing. I can't believe I've lost again. I mean, it's motorway versus motorway. It's not a race between us, but that is 2-0 to Stunt Double now, and it would appear that the M6 toll is faster. Anyway, back to the studio, where we'll go through some of the numbers and data. Yes, data. I have some. Clearly the M6 toll is the quicker way to go, but by how much? Well, my journey along the M6 took 32 minutes and 44 seconds, whereas Stunt Double on the M6 toll took 26 minutes and 6 seconds, a difference of an incredible 6 minutes and 38 seconds, which, at a cost of £10.50, is 0.026 pence per second saved. Your experiences may differ, but we can conclude that the M6 toll is indeed quicker outside of rush hour. Is it worth it? Absolutely. In fact, I'd pay at least twice that to avoid Birmingham. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you've got any thoughts or ideas for future motorway or road comparisons, do let me know. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much for watching, and I'll see you guys next time. Okay, bye. I'm 6 miles from Corley Services. Shit, no, I'm not. Welcome back to the channel, Stunt Double, who will... Good. Like and subscribe if you haven't already. Thank you very much. But see you next time. Bye.